What's up, guys? Expel here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite drop kits to use within Call of Duty Warzone. So whenever it comes to drop kits for me, I want to be very clear about something. I don't use a ton of different ones. I go with basically one or two classes that work well, and I stick with those. The reason that I do that is for consistency. Now, yes, you do want to slowly, widen your horizons so that you can use different weapons and stuff like that and slowly work your way into leveling those weapons up. But if you're struggling on getting any wins, this class will definitely help you. The reason that I say this is because it always does well for me. Now, when we hop into it, I'm going to show you the class, I'm going to explain everything, and I'm also going to show you a little bit of gameplay just so that you know what this class can do. But before we hop into things, it'd be greatly appreciated, ladies and gentlemen, if you would do me a huge favor and drop the video a like. If you do go on to enjoy, obviously. If you don't enjoy, then I guess dislike. It's your choice, really. But past that, make sure that you subscribe if you're new around here, as well as turning on notifications. That way you get notified every single time I post a video and or live stream. Regardless, let's go ahead and hop on into things, and let me show you this ridiculously good class. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I actually only have two classes that I use, and I know that sounds kind of crazy, and you guys are like, well, what do you do if you want to do something different? I've really not strayed from these classes for what I do normally, but I am going to go over these classes and explain to you why I use everything. So let's go ahead and hop into the first class, which is going to be titled M4AX50, and then we also have our Ghost class. So I'm going to explain everything in just a minute, but let's go ahead and jump in here and go over the basics. So primary weapon is going to be the M4A1. Now, you can switch this out for whatever AR you want, but I highly recommend the attachments over anything on the weapon that I have right now, because they're really the most important thing about whatever weapon you decide to use. So the M4, and then I follow that up by the using a sniper rifle. You guys are more than welcome, if you aren't good at sniping, to use something like an SMG. If you look, you actually have like some really good SMGs. The AUG has a fantastic blueprint. The Leecher, it comes with a 60 round mag. Of course, I just got rid of that on accident. You can use something like the AUG, you can use the MP7, but those are the weapons that I would recommend. Those are probably the best weapons, like SMGs, that I would recommend for you as a secondary if you're not going to use a sniper rifle. Now, I personally am a huge believer in a sniper rifle as my secondary, but that's because I like long distance kills. Regardless, moving down, we have our perks. We have Cold-Blooded, Overkill, and Tracker. Our lethal is going to be a C4, and our tactical is going to be a heartbeat sensor. Now, at face value, you guys could just copy this class and maybe try it out and decide for yourself. But I'm going to go through everything and explain to you why I'm using what I'm using. So let's start down at the bottom with the heartbeat sensor, work our way up to the weapons. At the heartbeat sensor, the reason that I use this is that it literally displays where people are at. It says right here, a tablet that displays rough information about nearby enemies. It shows you within 50 meters at a 180-degree angle where people are going to be. It's absolutely ridiculous, and is a very huge help whenever you're trying to find people around you, or you don't know whether or not someone's near you. So that's the reason that I use it, and I highly recommend you use it. The reason I use C4 is because whenever you're going up against vehicles, and especially in solos where people like to run vehicles, if you have the opportunity to throw out a C4, normally it'll blow up the vehicle in one hit, regardless of what the vehicle is. Another great thing to do is to place down a claymore or one of the proximity mines and have a vehicle try and run at you, and it'll instantly kill whoever's in the vehicle, no matter what kind of vehicle it is, obviously other than a helicopter, because helicopters don't drive. Well, technically I guess they do, but not on the ground, darn it. So just a quick little tip there, but I like C4s because you can throw it and be on top of buildings and stuff like that, and people won't see it coming. But people tend to run vehicles more often than not in this game, so I definitely recommend that you stick with C4. Perk wise, let's go over the reasons that I use everything. Now, one thing you might want to use is possibly EOD. EOD is a huge deal in this game because people tend to use a lot of explosives and RPGs. I like to stick with Cold-Blooded. Cold-Blooded makes me undetectable by AR targeting system and thermal optics. This does not trigger a high alert warning. So whenever I aim down sights on somebody that's maybe across the map or something like that with my sniper rifle, unless they see the glare, they don't know that I'm looking at them if they do have on ye old high alert. So that's the reason I stick with cold-blooded. My next perk is going to be overkill so that I can have 2 weapons. We'll go a little bit further in just a minute with something else, but overkill is going to be my primary class setup. That way I can get both of my weapons. Now we have tracker. Tracker, enemies leave behind a footprint. I'm sorry, I don't know how to speak. Now, tracker, enemies leave behind a footprint. Now, tracker, enemies leave behind a footprint trail. See markers at enemy death locations and hide the death markers of enemies you kill. So if you're running tracker, when somebody dies around you, you will actually see a little bitty skull pop up above their body, which is really cool. Enemies also leave behind a footprint trail. And that's going to allow you to find people a little bit easier whenever you know the general location. But if you catch them within like a 2 to 3 second range, you're going to see the footprints of where they've went, and it's going to give you an advantage to know where they're at versus them knowing where you're at. So that's the reason that I use tracker versus anything else. If you are playing trios, then I usually use tune-up. I just don't need that because it reduces revive time by 40%, so it's kind of useless in solos. Now, let's go ahead and move on to my sniper rifle. My sniper rifle has on the monolithic suppressor. Let's go ahead and check out all the stuff that you can go ahead and check off your list here. So, monolithic suppressor, it's going to add sound suppression, which is going to keep you off the minimap. And it's going to add damage range. So if you look down here, you can see the damage range. Normally it's about right here, but I've got it pushed up to about right here. With all the stuff I have on, it's right here. Like whenever I take off all the attachments I have, the little white lines, that would be where I'm at. So my damage hasn't changed, but my damage range has. So my range is going to be a little bit further than it normally would be, which is kind of cool. But my aim down sight speed and my aim walking steadiness have been pulled back a little bit. You can see the mobility and the controller pulled back a little bit. But aim walking steadiness, how often are you not sitting still whenever you're using sniper rifle? That's the real question. Next, we want to move on to our barrel. I'm personally using the SynGuard Arms Pro barrel. And the reason why is whenever you look at the 32 factory barrel, it doesn't really help. So you can like disable it and back out and then hop back in, and you can see the difference between this one and this one. And my biggest thing is I like to go for range on my sniper rifles. Damage isn't being affected, range matters a lot to me, and bullet velocity, they're both on there. So you're good with the SynGuard versus the 32. I highly recommend you just stick with the SynGuard, guys. I'm not joking about that. It's very useful, so I stick with that. Next, I do have a laser on this weapon. Now, I know it's a little annoying. I know that people don't like having their little green laser, but you have to bring back a lot of the things that you've lost, right? You lost that aim down sight speed on the other stuff. You lost the aim walking steadiness, but you also get aiming stability, chat. Whenever you're like aiming down, it's not going to sway as much. So you want to try and keep that aiming stability as high as possible. So that's why I have the tac laser. Now, a lot of people are going to tell you need to use thermal. I don't like the thermal scopes. I don't like any of them. If you go and look, like you've got the dual powered thermal, and then you also have the thermal sniper scope. I don't like either of them, guys. I really don't. Neither of them, first of all, they look weird on my gun, but also it just doesn't feel right as a sniper, in my personal opinion. Your crosshairs kind of suck on the sniper scope or the thermal sniper scopes as well. So I recommend not using a sniper scope and not even worrying about it. If you want to switch it out to a thermal, then you can do that, but I stick personally with the sniper scope. I have fully loaded as my perk. The reason why is because I tend to not find a lot of sniper ammo early on, so I try to stick with fully loaded. So just in case I maybe pick up my gun later in the game, I'm gonna have that sniper ammo off the rip so I can snipe people off of buildings and stuff like that without having to worry if I'm gonna run out of ammo because I only have 5 bullets. And then last but not least, we have our stippled grip tape as our rear grip. The reason that I'm using this over the other two or other, choices that I have is that it does the most for what I want it to do. And that's going to be my sprint to fire speed and my aim down sight speed. Mostly just the aim down sight speed, to be honest, and none of this other stuff does that. So aim down sight speed is really what I'm sticking with here. So That's the reason I've chosen the stippled grip tape, is because it's going to help me aim down faster and really put me back at a 1-to-1 ratio as I was. But I also now have that extra range that I didn't have earlier that I'd lost out on. So we're back up to where we started, right? You can see that with the mobility, and we're back down to where we started on control. So it's like a give and take kind of thing, but it's definitely worth it whenever you've got it. Last but not least, we have our M4. So you see it right here. I've got it titled the M460 mag. Let's go ahead and check out the gunsmith. Now, just like the sniper rifle, I do have on a monolithic suppressor. You can see down here, a lot of things are really, really good, really good, except for mobility. Mobility is really far down, but it's really not that big of a deal, guys. Like, you're not trying to super speed everything. So whenever you're playing in Warzone, it's not about sprinting as fast as you can. Otherwise, you're going to lose a lot of your basically aiming stability, and you can't aim as well. So I want to have the best possible accuracy and range that I can. Damage isn't even that big of a deal to me, especially on assault rifles. Whenever it comes to like the sniper rifles, like the AX50, I'm definitely going for damage. So we have our monolithic suppressor. Once again, we already know what that does. That's going to add sound suppression and damage range. Next, we have the stock M16 Grenadier barrel. I've chosen this over the Corvus because it's a little bit better. The thing about the Corvus is that it gives you that mobility back just a little bit, but this one takes it away by a lot. The only difference is that you actually get a lot more accuracy, range, and control with the M16 Grenadier, so that's why I stick with that. I'm not super worried about the mobility, guys. Next, I do have an optic on this. If you are comfortable without an optic, I highly recommend you take it off and you add a stock to it. You add in that M16 stock for the aiming stability. It'll be super helpful, but I personally have to stick with a sight, and I like to use the GI Mini Reflex. If I'm not using that, then I can go right back up top, and I have no issue using the Operator Reflex sight or even the Cronin Mini Reflex. This is just personally the one that I like, so this is the one that I stick with. Next, we're bringing ourselves down to ammunition. Actually, you know what? We'll get to that in a second. Next, we have the underbarrel, the Operator foregrip. I've chosen this over everything else because it just does what I want it to do. It does a lot of recoil control. Now, we also have the Ranger foregrip, which also does recoil control, but it's, in my personal opinion, I like this one better. It just seems to work for what I want it to work for. So that's the reason I'm sticking with the Operator. It does recoil control and only gets rid of ADS. So that's the reason I stick with it personally. You can change it out to whatever you want. You can do the Ranger, you can do the Tactical, you can do the Merc, you can even do the Commando. It's entirely up to you, but I stick with recoil control because it helps me aim properly. Next, last but not least, we have our ammunition. And I'm going to explain to you why I've chosen this ammunition over just a 30-round mag. So we have high capacity magazines, hold 60 rounds of 5.56 NATO ammunition with a moderate weight increase. That is going to give us a magazine ammo capacity of 60. Oops. And then it also is going to take down our aim down sight speed and our movement speed. But it's not that big of a deal. Whenever you're playing in Warzone, you're going to be aiming down sight and basically pushing for kills a little bit more sneaky. And that's the reason that I've made this class, is so that you can play a little bit more sneaky than anything else. You don't want to be rushing with this class. Otherwise, you want to make a class specifically for rushing and going directly into people, which I don't recommend, especially for solos. And this class setup is specifically for solos. Take it easy, go for the kills, don't sit in buildings or anything like that, but do not rush around sprinting. So I'm going to show you a little bit of gameplay with this class setup individually. No guarantees on wins here, but I do want to show you what it's capable of and the reason that I use it personally, and hopefully you guys do enjoy. Regardless, that's the whole set of the class that I have currently. If you don't want to watch the gameplay, you just want to try it out for yourself, feel free. But we're going to hop into some gameplay, and I'm going to show you what this class is made for. Now, normally I wouldn't go directly for a supply drop or drop kit, but in this scenario, I do want to show you guys the class from as early on as I can possibly get it and show you what it's 100% capable of. So that's exactly what I'm doing in this situation. So let's go ahead and call in our drop kit. We're going to grab our first drop kit. Now, if we do have the opportunity, we're going to grab another drop kit. You saw it right there, the Ghost drop kit. What I do is I end up getting rid of Overkill and switching that out for Ghost. That way I don't show up on UAVs or on heartbeat sensors. but it's the exact same weapons. So I'm getting the same exact thing, except for obviously no sniper rifle as my secondary. Because I already have the fully loaded up sniper rifle, I already have my fully loaded up primary, which is my M4A1. So it's nothing different whatsoever, but I still, if I end up doing that, I'll switch weapons back out to the exact same weapons just to make sure that I've got the classes 100%, even though I know for a fact that they are. It's just how I am. I want to make sure I'm doing everything right. All right, this guy is gonna be a pain, man. This guy is trying very, very hard to get to me. I want to make sure he's not chasing. So we're gonna rotate out a little bit, try and take a little different approach to this fight. All right, he's not that close. We can keep backing up, just keep backing up. Now we do need some armor plates. So we're going to run over here to this buy station and grab some armor plates. Don't really need to give myself away like I am, but I did want that car to push me so that I could grab some money off of him, because I'm going to throw the C4 at the car and kill him. That would basically be the plan in that situation. Now it seems like nobody's been here, so we're gonna take an opportunity and loot up just a little bit from the crates that are here. That guy just, wow. Okay. So he already had his ghost, because we had checked multiple times on the radar to see if somebody was here. So he had already somehow picked up ghost and got his drop kit and stuff like that, which is very annoying. It also means that we're going to have to go back here and grab more armor plates off the rip, dude. How frustrating. And you saw, like, even though the gun aims down slow, it does enough damage to where you don't have to worry about it that much. We might be able to pull off 4 grand right here to get a UAV, but something I am a little bit concerned about. Yeah, we're going to have to go in. So I just loaded up on a ton of cash. So I'm going to grab a UAV. And that's going to save me in the long run. Now, I don't need to use it right now, but it'll come in handy. Just trust me. Now, when we get to these buildings, people tend to camp these buildings pretty hard. I want to go ahead and get across. That way I'm not in the middle of the street. But let's go ahead and check our radar here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's just keep going. All right, we're going to check our radar one more time. We do have a guy, so I'm going to throw up the UAV. There's a guy in that building right there. Just sitting in the corner here. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to go up these stairs to make sure he's... Oh, he's running. He's running. And we also have a guy right here. I marked him on the radar. Right here. And right here. Let's play the guy in front of us, though. We're now at the circle. We're officially in the circle. So let's play these buildings just a little bit. Play a little bit slower. All right, I'm going to mark this guy right here. I like to just keep marking the guys so I know what I'm up against in every single scenario. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and hit this building and see if I can get up top. See, oh, okay. So we've got another loadout drop, but we've also got a guy right here. So I don't know that it's the best play to go for that, but I'm going to go all the way up top to the best of my ability. All right, now we can look down. Okay, there's a guy sniping really, really far out. And maybe, just maybe, that might not be a sniper. All right, we're okay. I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna go for my ghost class now. All right, we've actually got a guy right here. He's downed. Dang, dude, he got right back up, man. That's crazy. All right, now we grab our ghost class, switch out, grab our X50, grab everything. We're good. All right. Luckily, we got that guy, and we've got our ghost now, so people aren't going to be able to find us on UAVs and stuff like that. But we have once again to go in. It's I don't even think that was a sentence, but we've got to go in. That's what I was trying to say. All right, he didn't have anything really that we needed, but we did get filled up on ammo. However, there's a big opportunity. There's going to be somebody on my left here. I'm a little nervous about that. Let's see if we can just get out of this piece. All right, this is one place that I really, really hate. Like, with a passion, I hate this area. It is such a bad place to be. Just check your heartbeat over and over. Whenever you get close to buildings, you want to make sure that they're not going to be looking down at you or anything like that, because high ground is 100% key in this game. That's why I was able to just crush that guy right before. Because I had high ground on him. He would have had to hit a really nasty snipe to get me. But I still need to go buy something. Is it worth it is the question. You have to decide if the place that you're going to buy something, is it worth it to do that? Because I can call in multiple UAVs when I get here and get a buy crate, I think. Wait, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. I'm not going to worry about a self-revive. I'm just going to get 2 UAVs. All right, so we've got guys right here, and we've got a guy right here. All right, you know what? Yeah, we're going to... As we get closer, you're seeing more and more people. This guy's just sitting in that house. Oh, there's one right here. All right, we don't see him. He's like right over there. All right, we got to be careful. Right over here. Let's get our heartbeat out. He's running that way. We should be okay. Let's check our backside. Nothing. That guy's still sitting in the middle. What about back over here? Nothing. All right, we got a good opportunity here. Go grab ourselves another UAV. Okay, that was a good call. That was a good call. Both up above. So I'm thinking that guy's actually way up top. So we're going to take our opportunity and just get the fudge out of here, dude. Everybody's sitting on roofs. That's the only thing about whenever you're in like the metropolis area, is that everyone's going to be camping their rooftops. So you have to play it to the best of your ability and just get out of there. Honestly, because if you look, every single person is on a rooftop over here. So I'm just trying to get to where they can't see me. All right, so I'm officially being tracked. That's fantastic. I wish I could have seen where that bounty came from. It would have been a smart thing to do. The heck of it. I'm throwing on my other UAV. As we push over here, I'm getting closer and closer to the guy that's tracking me. I wonder if I go this way, I'm gonna... Yes, that was a guy. Nice. That's free cash. Got another guy right over here. He's on the same level, so we're gonna... He just went inside that building. We're good. Let's rotate out. So we've just got to keep going in, guys. We just got to keep going in. I'd like to hit this if at all possible. So as I get closer, I'm going to heartbeat it. Just keep heartbeating, and we're okay. And we've got ourselves a UAV once again. It's a good play. It really is. There's a guy right behind. Oh, no. Dang, he really pulled that off. Well, honestly, I mean, there's only so much you can do. That guy really, he must have played me a little bit better than I played him. Oh my goodness, disgusting. Now, while I didn't get to win that game, I think it showed basically everything you needed to know about the class. It showed that you have the opportunity to use the heartbeat. It showed why I use 60 bullets on my M4. It showed why I use the sniper rifle. So I think that it should be good enough to at least make you understand why you should give this shot give this class a shot and maybe try it out for yourself. Regardless, I hope you guys did go on to enjoy the video. If you did enjoy the video, please do me a favor and drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Seriously, you don't have to if you didn't enjoy. Regardless, it'd be greatly appreciated if you're new around here, you hit the subscribe button as well as turn on notifications. That way you get notified every single time I post a video and or a live stream. You can find the link to my Twitch down below, along with all of my other social media, including Discord, which you guys should definitely join. Regardless, thanks a ton, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.